This week on commandN, how to avoid embarrassing emails, why preschoolers could face fines, and the best commandN song ever. Welcome to episode 152 of commandN. I'm Amber.
I'm Will Pate.
And it's getting chilly outside. We were just discussing whether we should shoot some episodes inside over the winter, but maybe we'll mix it up a little bit.
Chris said he wants to shoot us outside while he's inside, but that just doesn't seem right to me.
That does not seem fair at all. We do not like that idea, but I'd be cool if it was the other way around.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, let's talk about the tech headlines of the week. Our first headline this week is about Apple suing a school in Victoria, British Columbia because they're using a logo that's similar to the Apple logo. Now, if you look at these two logos, they're not really all that similar, and I don't think that Apple should really have the right to be able to, trademark all fruit. What do you think?
Well, I mean, that's just setting them up for an inevitable Apple versus Fruit of the Loom war.
That is very true. So we'll see what happens there. It'll be an interesting debate, but we know that Apple is very quick to get after people if they infringe on any copyright or trademark issues with the company. So unfortunately, that's the case, but we still like them.
Relax,
yeah,
relax.
Just chillax. Now, you have a weird story from Hollywood, and it has something to do with kindergarten tots.
Yeah, well, another Hollywood group that's trying to squeeze every dollar out of their consumers has been caught apparently trying to get kindergartens in Ireland to pay up because the kids were watching DVDs at the kindergartens. Turns out they didn't register with the Patent Office, and now they're in violation of the Copyright Act. These stories, I always kind of laugh when I read them, but sometimes I wonder, whenever they get caught with their own kind of rules that they help make, like, why not, if you helped write those laws in the first place, which, come on, we know they did, why don't you actually follow your own laws?
That's a good point. And you know what this all means? This means that young people are going to need lawyers. As soon as they're born, they're going to need lawyers.
Heaven help us.
That will not be a good situation. Now, this is kind of a fun story. Google has launched a product in their labs for Gmail. It's called Google Mail Goggles, and it allows you to really manage your emails. Say if you're coming home on a Friday night, you had a few drinks, and you want to send out an email. Well, you have to do some math tests before you can send out these emails. So you set it up in your settings, and it allows you to pick any day of the week, any time frame, so that before you can send the email, you have to do these simple mathematical equations, although they can get harder from 1 to 5. And I think it's good for those people who come home on a Saturday night and are thinking of sending an email to an ex or an old boss. It forces them to think just that one step further before they send the email.
I might put that on just for like work email outside of work hours, because I'm going to look at those equations and just be like, you know what, I'll send it tomorrow. This is not worth it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
iReport for CNN starts now.
So our next story is that a CNN iReporter reported that Steve Jobs had a heart attack and was rushed to hospital. This actually caused the Apple share price to drop quite significantly pretty quickly. And then what happened is, it turned out it wasn't true. The share price went back up. And now apparently that person could be facing criminal charges and investigation by the SEC. The reason being, if you try and manipulate stocks to try and make a gain on it, whether you're betting it's going to go up or down, that's a pretty big problem, and you shouldn't do that.
I wonder what happened internally at CNN when this all went on, because, they're probably nervous about using all these web tools like Twitter, having the iReporters, and I'd be curious to know if you're saying, okay, we need to slow down on this citizen journalism thing. Hopefully not, but I could imagine that came up.
Well, CNN does a really good job. I really like, sorry about the political coverage, peeps, but I really like when they do the fact-checking on stuff. So they should find a way, if they're going to do citizen journalism, they should find a way to do citizen fact-checking. Like, can you crowdsource checking of facts before things go live?
That is a very good idea, Will. You heard it here. Will needs credit. Now, if you use Twitter all the time and you're getting annoyed with some of the spam that you're getting on Twitter, Twitter has just announced that they now allow you to send a direct message to a spam account so you can report the person sending spam. This may not be a big issue for everyone out there, but I'm sure there are those people who've gotten a decent amount of spam, and so there is a place where you can go and you can tell someone who cares and who will help you out.
How much Twitter spam do you get?
Not too much, actually.
Really?
Now and again. What about you?
I get picked on a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
By whom?
I don't know, just random spammers and PR junkies and stuff.
Oh, yeah. See, that's not good. Not good. Leave Will alone.
Leave
Will alone.
Send me something cool, like chocolate.
That is always good. Now, you have a cool story about a piece of technology that allows televisions to become bendy.
Yeah, well, scientists have invented a bendy screen. It's kind of looks almost like a piece of paper or something like that, and you could print it on clothing or anything. So, you know, maybe the future isn't big LCD screens. Maybe it's like, you know, I could have commandN playing on my jacket while we film commandN.
That would be very cool. They've been talking about this for a while, but it's neat to actually see it out there. It's interesting because I've been to Next Fest, which took place in Chicago a couple of years ago. This is a Wired magazine conference, and they have all these cool new technologies, and that sounds like something we may see there. We're possibly thinking about going to Chicago for it this year, but who knows if we'll make it. Lots of traveling, too much traveling. All right, now we're going to travel down to Jeff in Halifax, where he's doing a segment, an overview of web graphic formats.
Hi, I'm Jeff MacArthur. Last week I talked about video file formats, and the week before I talked about audio file formats. So I thought I'd round things off this week by talking about the three main web graphic formats and when you might want to use them. First up is JPEG, probably the most popular image format out there. JPEG is a 24-bit, full-color, lossy image format that can achieve excellent compression rates with minimal loss of image quality. Like any lossy file format though, remember to keep your original files around unaltered and work from copies, as repeatedly resaving an image as a JPEG will result in noise and other compression artifacts. The JPEG format was optimized to compress photographs and other images with smooth color transitions and few sharp edges. Which brings us to GIFs. The GIF format has been optimized to compress images with large fields of flat colors, and they're just limited to 8-bit color. However, the GIF format does support transparencies and is great for interface elements, diagrams, and other images with hard edges. Additionally, you can choose multiple images, wrap them together, and create an animated GIF for whatever use that may be. The third web graphic format is PNG, which was designed for the internet as a free open source successor to GIF, and with the very late arrival of Internet Explorer 7, is now supported across almost all modern browsers and an awful lot of software. PNGs generally give better compression than GIFs do. They offer a wider range of transparency options, and they can be up to 64-bit color as opposed to 8-bit color with GIFs. And although PNGs are generally larger than JPEGs for photos, PNG is a better choice for mixed images and images that might have to be subsequently re-edited. Personally, I use PNGs for just about everything now. And finally, although this is not a web format, I just thought I'd mention the other popular raster image format, TIFFs. TIFFs are a good, high-quality format to store images. They're better at compressing bi-level images, that's black and white images or two-color images, and they're a very popular print format. So in a nutshell, JPEGs for photos, GIFs for graphics, or even better, use PNGs, which can be used in place of JPEGs if you can deal with their larger file sizes. That's all for this week. I'm Jeff MacArthur. Enjoy!
Our web picks this week are sponsored by GoDaddy. If you go to GoDaddy, you can sign up for any of their hosting packages. You get an extra 10% off if you enter the promo code commandN. That's the number 1 and the number 0. And of course, when you do this, you're also supporting commandN, so thank you.
So now it's time for our handy web picks of the week. What do you have this week, Amber?
My web pick is a new application. It's a web-based app, and it's called extranormal.com. It allows you to create movies really simply. So all you have to do is go online, you type a script, you choose some characters, you choose a background for the setting of your little mini movie, you can choose camera angles, you can do so much in this application. It sounds complicated, but I did sign up and played around with it for a little bit. And I have to say, it is pretty amazing. And once they work out all of the kinks, I think it'll be a handy tool for anyone just to create fun little animated movies. And again, have so many options to really move the characters around, have facial expressions on the different characters, and put something together really quickly that you can also share online.
I want to keep it real, like the YouTube kids, like Tina Fey, like AC/DC, but my staffers are watching my every move.
You can share it online?
Yes, you can.
All right, make your stuff and put it in the comments on commandN.tv.
Yes. Maybe they could do like a commandN, like a team video for us.
Recreation?
They could make characters. You can only do 2 at a time, so you might be stuck with us.
Right. Sorry.
Sorry.
You're still stuck with us now. So.
You can't leave now. Don't leave. Now, Will, you have some tips for Mac users.
Yep, I've got another one of my famous insert number here lists, and this one's a list of 20 ways to make your Mac run better. So.
All right, that's always good. Our Macs need to run better, and actually you're going to need your Mac running really well if you use extranormal.com, just because I think, it might take a little bit of processing speed, although it may be done on their end as well, but it's nice to have a good hefty computer to do it with.
So use my webpick first and then Amber's.
Yes, exactly. I know, I spent way too much time on that site yesterday. I have to say it ate up a couple of hours. I was like hiding out making movies, which I'll post to my blog eventually.
Sweet.
Lots of fun. Now, before we go, we just wanted to mention a song that someone has written for us, a fan of commandN, and I sent it to you, Will. What did you think?
It was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's very, very fun. It's very short, so we're going to leave you with that song. You can listen to it throughout the credits, and of course, if you have comments, you can leave them at commandN.tv. Thanks for watching, and have a great week.
Boot it up, let the hard disk spin. Got the laptop to watch commandN with Amber, Will, and Jeff. Breaking down what's hot in tech news. Links and reviews, tips and techniques. The netcast for geeks. Yes. Get your weekly fix of web picks.
Very barely managed not to step on that.
With one shortcut, commandN.